Good day, everyone. I'd just like to start off by saying, just give you a few basics on the machine. So terminology is there. We have the tailstock here. We have a live center, the tailstock. We have a drill chuck here also, which goes into this tailstock. Basically, this is the ram. This is your ram wheel, and your drill chuck or your live center can go in here. They're tapered. And basically that's it. You loosen the tailstock, and this thing can operate, and you can tighten your ram with this ram lock. Okay, now we have a carriage here. This is the carriage. Everything's a carriage. This would be what you call the carriage wheel, or we like to call it the apron hand wheel. This guy here, this big one, apron hand wheel. The front of the carriage would be the front of the carriage, but they like to call that the apron. Why they call it that? That's what they always call it. I go with the flow. Then you have a feed lever, and you have another feed lever, and you have an on and off lever. You also have three, I like to call them screws. A lead screw, feed screw, and an on and off screw. These three are unique for this lathe. Most lathes are similar. This lead screw is strictly for threading. We don't use this. This one here is a feed screw, and we use it all the time. And it corresponds to this lever. Back to the lead screw, this is the one that would work with the lead screw. Your on and off is this lever. Generally speaking for us, in and up is forwards. A lot of people have trouble understanding what's forward and what's reverse. And I have seen it where they use reverse accidentally. But if you go over to inching on this machine, on the headstock, you go to inching always goes forwards, and that's to you and down. I recommend that you look at your spindle, get your hand close to inching, and start the spindle without watching inching. Always watch the spindle start, and you'll immediately see that it starts to you and down. That's forwards. So if you come over to this lever and you watch, and it's to you and down, you know that in and up is forwards. Okay, just a quick example. If you come over to here and go down and watch that, you'll see it comes up and away. That's reverse. We're not using reverse, obviously. So, we have the headstock. Now, back to the carriage. We have the carriage. We have a compound. We have a tool post. We have a tool holder. And we have a tool bit. Stop it for a second. I need a tool bit. And we have, are you ready? And we have a tool bit. We have created a left and a right-handed tool. There's another segment before this. And the tool bit would go into the tool holder, and the tool holder would go onto the tool post. These dovetails, and then you would tighten her up. Now, the positioning of the compound is done over here. I'd like to just show you one little thing. We need this toolbox here. This compound, normally in the industry when you go to set this compound, if there is no specific angle required, we like to loosen it with these two nuts on this particular machine, and this will rotate. Fine. If you want to set it to a specific angle, in the industry, we put it perpendicular, then we look to the sides, over here or wherever it is. You're going to find your degree radiant. You're going to find this here on the cross slide, and right. But I like to set it to 30, and you need to go away to 30, and there's a reason for that. If you go this way to 30, you're actually going to be working away from the machine. You need to go this 30, which means you're going to be putting it, if you operate the compound, you're going to be operating in towards the spindle, and there's reasons for that. I like 30 degrees because it follows suit for the geometric, I forget what you call that, the geometric terms, that if it's a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, your sides are 1, 2, radical 3. And that's a nice little fact to have for you, because you can cut lengths very accurately with this machine without using any kind of indicators. It's a really nice thing, but to keep it at 30 degrees, remember, loosen it perpendicular and then move it 30. Okay, a lot of people, they move it 30 from spindle center line, and that's incorrect. That's really 60 degrees. Okay, so you have your compound, you have your tool post, and we're going to set our tool post basically one dovetail in and one dovetail away. Generally that works fine. And then we can take our tool post, put this one in. We want to do it, we want to turn, not face. So we look up, we want a right-handed tool, left-handed tool, right-handed tool, and we want to turn. So basically we're coming in this direction, turning, and the tool would be placed into the tool holder in this position. And we would tighten the tool with these Allen screws. Like so. Generally about a finger out is good. And tighten it. I like to say guy tight, but okay. Now the situation is you ground your tool. If you don't have enough relief that's back here as the tool is proceeding in this direction, you might want to give it a little more relief so that the back of the tool passes a little bit easier. And what you can do is loosen the tool post and then move it back just a little bit more and then tighten it. You automatically gave the back of the tool a little more relief. It'll help you in our finishing segment here. Now, as I was saying, you have your headstock. Right now we have the nose and we have a collet in here. And we have a collet closer. Did you want to take that all apart? No, it's going to take too long. They should really know this. The collet closer is in here. We need to put our part in to set the collet closer. So right now I'm just going to, we don't really need this for right now. We're going to. Let's use this. Here. By the way, did we discuss this over here just to get this quick out of the way? This is Industries dog and faceplate. And the dog, you would put your part in the dog, you would tighten it up, and then when this is placed in the spindle and the cam locks, and the dead center looks like this. This would be in the spindle, and then your part would be on here, and then it would get driven by the slot. So that's the procedure with Industry. Faceplate, dog, and the dead center in your part. We've taken it to another level to make things a little bit easier by combining everything, and we call it an IFD, an integrated faceplate dog. And this would be the dog, and this would be the faceplate. The bore is unique, it fits our part, and all we simply do is tighten this down, and we're ready to go. A lot easier than that, and for our learning instructions and teaching, this is a lot quicker, safer, and easier for the students to work with. This would go into a cam lock position with the dead center that's over there. As such, this would be in the spindle. You would put this in the cam lock hole as such, and then this would ring up onto here, and then your live center would be in your ram of the tailstock, supporting it like so. This is center machining. This is what they do in the industry. And everything is machined to center. Now, right now, we want to finish this part. So, I'm going to use this IFD. This has been roughed out, and we want to finish. So I have it on the IFD. I need to convert this to just dead center.